So downtown Longview's really seen a lot of growth in businesses and entrepreneurship over the last several years, and that's great to see, which means we've got a lot of cars, a lot of traffic that are here downtown. And one thing that we've just added is just as a test is to add some to-go parking, just a few locations that we've done some signage for that. And obviously the purpose of that is, you've got, all of the to-go food kinds of services, or just as you want to hop in, grab something from that one quick place and then head out. So we wanted to make that more convenient. So we've just added a few of those locations now as a test. We're going to see how that goes and get some feedback from our local businesses.
What's been the feedback so far from local businesses?
So far it's been good. We've put in a few of them. We already had another business say, hey, can we get one close on our corner over here by this block? And so we're looking at doing that as well. We started by doing some locations that are here at the intersection of Tyler and Center Street, and trying to use some locations where we already had sign poles. We're just switching out a sign, just again to test it out and see how it goes. So parking is always a concern for customers, whether you're going to a big box retailer or if you're coming downtown. People like to be able to park close to their final destination, obviously, when you've got a lot of businesses in close proximity and limited parking right in front, that can be a concern. Thankfully in Longview, we actually do have quite a bit of surface parking available. We've got all the pull-in parking along the main streets, but we also have these two large parking lots immediately south of where we are right now that has very high capacity, a very short, easy walk. So we have a lot of parking. But it's that idea of, well, what is really close by? And depending on where you are downtown, these parking lots here are a little bit further of a walk. But we just encourage people to know when you come down, when you come downtown, there's a lot of parking available. Just be willing to drive around a little bit, and if you don't see anything, we've got these huge parking lots that are ready and available for you.
So with the to-go, spots, it's on basically an honor system.
Yeah, this is on an honor system. Just like when you go to a restaurant and you see those to-go parking spots, that's not for somebody who's coming in to sit down at the restaurant and have a long meal. It's just for that pickup stuff. And so it's honor system. We ask people to, be a good neighbor, only use those for that 15-minute parking. And really that applies for all of our 2-hour parking downtown as well. It's, as we're all downtown here, just be thinking, if you're going to be here for a long time, park in long-term parking lots so that the customers can be able to access the businesses. And, that's just about being a good neighbor. It's about being a good employee for your business so that your customers at your business can access.
Do you see yourself with this to-go parking just being successful? Being successful, you see eventually the 2-hour parking signs coming down?
Yeah, so parking is something that we've been looking at and talking at. We've got our Main Street program downtown, working with our local businesses, so we surveyed them to hear what they thought, and eventually that is the plan, is to remove the 2-hour parking in the long run. Right now, like I said, we're treating it as an honor system. There's not an enforcement piece that's taking place with that 2-hour parking, and we're doing these to-go parkings kind of as a step, and then we're going to look at replacing those signage in the long run. Like I said, the main issue is if you are working downtown, we encourage you, park in the long-term parking, make this available for customers. We had a period of time where we didn't have a parking enforcement officer that was working here in the area, and so what we noticed was a lot of the patterns of parking wasn't changing very much in terms of total parking availability. And we talked with our businesses and said, hey, what do you think needs to happen here? And we said, well, let's give this a try of not doing that enforcement for a while, and let's see how it goes. And so I think the feedback so far has been pretty positive. Unfortunately, sometimes you would see people like doing the 2-hour parking game. So I'm going to park my car here, then I'm going to move it down, and then I'm going to move it down, then I'm going to move it down. Well, that's wasting everybody's time, that employees, and it's not opening up any new parking. So, we don't want to see people do that. We just encourage you, use the long-term parking if you're going to be downtown for a long period of time.
So possibly the whole downtown area could become like a to-go area, basically.
So the long term, we'll figure out what that signage is. Right now, like I said, we're starting with doing these to-go parking, and then we'll figure out what sections and how we handle the 2-hour parking in the future.
Great. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it.